Yo, so I'll be on Twitter a little bit here and there. Y'all can follow me on Twitter if y'all want to see what I'm doing on there. But today, Twitter was a special experience, specifically One Piece Twitter, because apparently MoistCr1tikal had a lot of things to say about it. I know he's been watching One Piece and he hasn't really enjoyed it too much.
How? Hold on, bro. How?
Which is fine, I guess. But for some reason, after this particular video, Twitter was very upset.
You don't say.
My timeline was full of niggas saying MoistCr1tikal doesn't understand One Piece. He should just drop the series. Originally, I'm thinking, oh, this is Twitter. Niggas is overreacting. Da 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 da.
It's false.
Until I watched the damn video. Now, usually, I'm one of those One Piece fans that's like, however people enjoy the story, they can enjoy it how they want. They cannot like Luffy. There are plenty of niggas that watch One Piece that are like, Luffy just doesn't do it for me. He's not my guy. Which is fine. I'm fine with that. But in MoistCr1tikal's case, it doesn't even seem like he likes One Piece for real. It seems like he's subjecting himself to watching hundreds of episodes of this series just so he can tell everyone about how much he doesn't like it and how much he doesn't like Luffy. It feels weird. 300 episodes and you barely have anything good to say about the shit. Just drop it, bro. One Piece isn't for everybody. You could just not watch One Piece. You don't have to watch it. It's not like a necessary part of your life. You could drop the series.
Do you see? This is Jacoby changing.
Oh my god.
Then I heard his Luffy opinion. Everything else kind of bothered me a little bit, but like it's preference. A lot of it isn't going to rub people the right way. But his Luffy opinion, it wasn't just negative, because it's fine. A lot of people have negative opinions about Luffy. It was just plain wrong. He's gotten all the way through Enies Lobby. Listen to me. He's gotten all the way through Enies Lobby. And his opinion on Luffy is still, oh, he's just dumb and likes meat.
That's stupid. Use your common sense.
How is that even possible? I've never seen anyone get to this point of the series and not at least feel a small bit of affinity for Luffy. It doesn't even feel possible unless you're watching the series with your fucking eyes closed. Now let me get something straight. Luffy has a central gag to his character that can be annoying for some people. And I understand if that is annoying, like the whole just being dumb and liking meat shit, but you need to understand that that is a gag. And I think this is a problem even within the One Piece community of people not understanding the difference between a gag and someone's real serious character traits that Oda wants you to take seriously. And Luffy, outside of that gag, which we see him outside of that gag all the time, he's one of the most emotionally intelligent characters that I've seen in anime, while also being one of the funniest characters in my opinion. One of the main things he said that really bothered me was this idea that Luffy is only serious during fights. What? And any other time is just dumb and I want to eat and I'm dumb. And when you say something like that, the reason it bothers One Piece fans so much is not because you dislike Luffy. We have to hear about niggas not liking Luffy all the time. But the fact that you have watched the show up to this point and the only thing you've gotten out of Luffy's character is he's dumb, likes meat, and can fight, means that you have not been paying attention to the story, the narrative, or Luffy's character at all. And it just seems like with this take, you've just missed pivotal character moments that flesh out Luffy's character. The first of which comes within like the first 5 episodes. When this nigga Luffy realizes that Kobe cannot become a Marine while being friends with him or being connected to him in any way, Luffy antagonizes Kobe until Kobe is so mad that he has no choice but to punch this nigga. And the fact that Luffy was quick on his feet like that to understand the situation, understand what Kobe needs to get what he wants in that situation, and enact a plan that quick, which is one pivotal thing that I love about Luffy's character, is that he's often able to see through societal pressures, things about status and whatnot that usually hamper down the average person. But Luffy's ability to see past these things and get straight to people's base desires and figuring out how to get them there, it's always just really beautiful the way that it's done. One of the best examples of this that I think gets mischaracterized pretty often is all of Arlong Park, because I think during Arlong Park, when Luffy's running around taking naps, saying he doesn't want to hear Nami's backstory, a lot of people take that as, oh, that's just Luffy being dumb again. It is a prime example of what makes Luffy's character so interesting. Nami's past doesn't matter. None of the Straw Hats' past matters. It's why Luffy never asks about it. Luffy has never once asked about any of the Straw Hats past because it doesn't matter. What matters is now we are friends. Now I need to know what you want so I can help you get it. But all Luffy needs is for you to tell him what you want. So when Nami finally says, Luffy, help me, what does he say? Of course I will.
Fire!
It was never a fucking question for Luffy. That's why he didn't need to know her past. It was the minute she says what she wants, we're gonna go get it. And then taking it past that point, when we get to Laboon. Who? And just Luffy's ingenuity in this situation. I don't know how you could just think that this nigga's just dumb. Like, Luffy's stupid, but he's not dumb. Huh? And what makes the Laboon situation so good and proves how perfect Luffy is in emotional situations is that he finds a way to diffuse the situation while also not hurting Laboon's pride and also allowing Laboon to stay true to what he wants to do in life. And that's a fucking whale. And then when we get to Drum Island, first of all, that scene where Vivi has to correct Luffy's manners and teach him how to be diplomatic and show respect when he's asking for help from someone, because Luffy's usually a pretty rash individual. Who really doesn't like negotiating with people. But right here, Vivi teaches Luffy the importance of negotiation and diplomacy to help the people around you. And it's interesting how this continually comes back, where we see Luffy be way more calm in situations where his crew is in trouble and working and negotiating with people that he usually wouldn't under any circumstance. And when he climbs that mountain until his fucking fingers are bleeding.
Come on now, dawg.
But the idea that someone would do something like that with no ulterior motive is just a core reason of why I love Luffy so much. And there are a couple moments in that arc, the Chopper being a monster shit and how worried Chopper is of people judging him again, but Luffy doesn't care about that shit. And the fact that Luffy doesn't care about these things is inspiring to people outside and inside the story, specifically the Straw Hats, because Chopper has gone through his entire life with people shitting on him, hating him, fearing him because of who he is and how he looks, and to have somebody who just feels like those things don't matter. He's like, I'm a monster too, look at me. It's just amazing how Luffy is able to comfort people without really trying. And it makes it even more comforting knowing that he's not trying and these are just his absolute feelings. And in that way, Luffy's simplicity makes him a better character. But leaving Drum Island and going to Alabasta, one, we have the scene where him and Vivi just start fighting. And this is why Vivi will always be a fucking Straw Hat to me. Only a Straw Hat could put their hands on Luffy like that and nothing happens to him. In this moment, Luffy's understanding of the situation is even greater than Vivi's, which is saying something because this is the country she grew up in. But Luffy tells her straight up, you risking your life is not gonna change shit. And this is something I also love about Luffy's character, is that he's not gonna beat around the bush and try to spare your feelings. He's just gonna tell you what's going on and what needs to be done. And this Vivi scene was probably one of the first instances of this that really resonated with me. But conversely, in that same arc, we get the We Hear You scene, where Vivi is screaming out to the people, but no one can hear her. Great symbolism, by the way. But for Luffy to come in and be the one person who's like, we hear you. Just that one line is so powerful. I don't know how you could get to that point and think, Luffy's just an idiot. He's just an idiot that don't know what he's doing. Another moment that shows Luffy's not just a stupid meathead is in Jaya. When Bellamy attacks Luffy and Zoro, Luffy doesn't fight back. I think for most people, they go through watching One Piece without ever understanding why Luffy doesn't fight back. And it's because Bellamy has no dreams. Bellamy and his crew don't have dreams. They think dreams are dumb. But the fact that Bellamy has no dreams to Luffy proves that he's already lost the fight. And Luffy's a pretty prideful individual. So is Zoro. But the fact that they can sit there, take that beating, get shit on, get made fun of, and they never retaliate. And we see how Nami reacts. Her fucking pride is hurt badly. So you can imagine how Luffy and Zoro feel, but the fact that they can hold back in that situation just shows a level of maturity that Luffy has that I feel like a lot of people miss. Specifically that MoistCr1tikal miss, by the way this nigga was talking. And then we get to Water 7 and Enies Lobby, which Critical I think said was like his favorite arc or whatever. And it's like, how could this be your favorite arc and you have misunderstood so much of the characterization that happened in this arc? First we have the fight with Usopp that sparks a lot of growth within Luffy. Prior to this point, Luffy and the rest of the Straw Hats had basically been fucking around. It is what it is. They were just a bunch of friends on a pirate ship. They weren't really pirates. But this point is where Luffy has to come back down to earth and learn the responsibilities of being a captain, and that anyone who disrespects you can't be on your ship. And there's this beautiful line that Zoro says, and something like, "Don't waver. You're our captain. If we can't turn to you, who can we trust?" On God, that shit made me tear up. Oh my God. And Luffy takes this lesson into the rest of the arc, even to the detriment of his own physical health. And the reason why Enies Lobby in general is just so cool to me, it's like a culmination of everything that I just said. All this shit about Luffy learning responsibility, when to be diplomatic with Frankie, who Luffy does not fuck with, but he's like, we gotta work together if we gonna get out of here. Luffy's ability to look past all the bullshit and societal shit and get straight down to the nitty gritty of what people want with the Robin I Wanna Live scene. It's just a complete culmination of everything that Luffy has learned on his journey up to this point. I don't understand how you've missed that. I could understand how you didn't get all of everything that I just said, but for you to miss all of that and your only takeaway was, Luffy's dumb and likes meat, you're just not paying attention to the story. This is just a wrong opinion. I'm all good with a different opinion. This is just wrong. But yeah, man, you fuck with the video, like the video, like it. Subscribe to the channel. Yeah, I'm talking to you back there. Subscribe to the channel. And yeah, man, I'm gone.